Hello, I'm going to talk about cutting this car. This is step one. I'm going to tell you first about marking it so that you can cut it nicely. It may be that your Cub has drawn a design on your car, in which case this marking step is unnecessary. On the other hand, you might like to cut it. You might not have any markings to cut it from, in which case I'm just going to tell you how I cut it. And you can do what you like, of course, as always. This is just what I've done in the past and succeeded with. The markings we're going to make are going to be easily made with the equipment we will talk about at the cutting stage. So, I always make the front of the car as shown and the back as shown. For reasons we're going to talk about later, the weight should be no further back than about an inch in front of the back axle. And for reasons we're going to talk about later, we want the weight to be as far back as possible. So I make the long nose, I make the long part from the axle to nose and the short part the rear of the car. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. You take a ruler, which you'll need to mark, and a pencil you will need to mark. Take your car. We'll start at the front end. Everything's reversed in this. Start at the old front end. Take your ruler. Measure an amount that you want to cut it down to. I'm going to do, let's say, 1.5 centimeters from the bottom. Mark that spot. Then on the other side, mark the same spot. Then draw a line from mark to mark across the front of the car. So I have a line drawn across. I know that it's the same on both sides. And then pick a spot at the back. This is terrible. I'm all reversed around. I'll get far back enough so you can read it. So we're going to pick a spot at the back. Now, as I said before, we want to store all our weight in the back end of the car. So instead of bringing this and cutting it somewhere around here, I'm going to bring it around and cut it somewhere around here. Like I said, we want all our weight stored somewhere in around this spot. So what I want to do later is I want to come in from the back of the car, drill in, and store weight. God. I want to store weight right about here. I can drill in from the top, I can drill in from the back, but I've got to leave enough wood to fit the amount of weights I want to put on the car. So I'm going to make this real easy, and I'm going to cut less off. Now, you may want to use after market weights, which are legal everywhere we've raced, as far as I know. There's no restriction on it. So in that case, you can cut the car down a lot more, but you'll have to acquire weight that's going to attach nicely on the exterior. And how well you want it to look is up to you, but definitely you want it to stay on. So let's draw the back line for the plan I have for this car. So there's the front line, so we need to put a back line up here somewhere. I'm going to measure down, I'm going to go 6 centimeters from the back. I'm going to try to do this in a way that you can actually see me marking it. Let me apologize for the quality of the video. I was hopeful that my son would be helping me today, but he's at some other Skype function. So I'm going to mark this right there. Then I'm going to put a line up the old ruler, put a straight line through the 2 marks. That's my back line. It's my back line for cutting. Now I'm going to line these 2 lines. I'm going to put a side line in. So what I've done here is made a plan to take this block and turn it into a bit of a wedge shape. Now, from the top, you might also want to have a shaping plan. Same principle. Pick a shape, mark it off, make sure it's even, draw a line, you're ready to cut. Now for this block, because I'm taking off less than I normally take off, I'm going to try to take more off from the plan view. But we'll get to that in the cutting stage.
We're going now.
Am I in the screen?
Yes, you are.
Excellent. Okay, these are my goggles.
I don't have any goggles.
Yes, you do. These are your goggles. Safety first. This is a Mastercraft cutting tool.
Thingamajig.
It's not even a saw. It's probably in the same area, but it's not technically, if you go online, it's not in the saws. I use this because it won't cut my fingers off. I use it because it's easy to use. Even Ian could use it a little bit, although I'm not recommending any Cub Scouts do any of the cutting. I'm saying this is the simplest tool. If I had a bandsaw, I'd be losing fingers. Sooner or later, I'd lose a finger. So I recommend this. It's slow and it's safe. Plug this thing in. Okay, videographer, move down onto this. I'm going to put this in between us so that you can get a good video of this. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use this. I use it like this, the blade away from me. and everything?
Yes.
I'm going to move this table so I can reposition this and finish this off.